Hello and welcome. It is the 13th day of July 2018. This is just pumping right now. I'm thinking like 2 seconds before this went, oh, let's talk about this. It looks like it's time to buy into altcoins. There we go. 30 seconds plus this move. It is just soaring nicely. And I was thinking, okay, I want to day trade. What do we got here against the US dollar? Of course, I don't want to do Bitcoin because of its lower percentile moves. Is Ethereum pumping? Well, let's just take it off the... there's a spot where like this is where we're seeing things looking to break out. So as a trader for myself, of course, everything's your own risk reward. I'm thinking, is there an opportunity to get into any of these? Maybe as this is breaking out, maybe just the point of making a very large bet. Basically, my entire $3,000 Bitcoin buy hedge. I would cancel my order, buy whatever altcoin against US dollar, basically day trade it, either sell it for a loss or sell it for a gain, knowing that once this thing goes up like say $20-30 on Ethereum, I would be selling. Dash I really can't do because wow man, it's been doing this for a while. Man, what happened with Dash that it just got going at like holy shit, like 11 o'clock? I never even noticed this happened. Wow, and it looks like it could be breaking out looking nice. Okay. What else do we got? We got Litecoin against the US dollar. It's looking like it's ready to break out as we have this high, this low, and that's looking pretty sweet. I don't think I'm going to do it yet because, I probably should now. I want to get, Neo looks like it's ready to break out for a nice move. We can see how it's just been like it established resistance at 3360. Then again here at 33.79, and now it's just at that upper area now. It's been doing amazing ever since this broke out on the 1 hour time frame at 8 p.m. Last night of just showing strength amongst the 18. It's resisting as well as this previous area from in here. So breaking out above here, I'm looking maybe for this to go to 36 and change. That's a gain of about 2.5 or so, 7-8%. On it just for a short-term move. If you're going for a 2.5% play here, I would have to think that you'd want to have to stop at around 32.70. So you're looking at about $1.20 for a risk, which would be about 4%. What else do we got? We got Ethereum Classic. This is a sweet pattern. It's beautiful. You have this level of resistance coinciding here, successful amongst the 18 in here as well in here. And now it's looking to pump out, go past this level of resistance. Where would I be looking to this to go? And I can go even further, but this level of previous resistance in at about 1760 is a gain of about 80 cents. That's about 5%. And if you were to say get out around 1643 on a loss, that's about 40 cents. That's about 2.5%. I'm almost tempted, but I want to get better volatility. BNB, again, a nice little setup looking like it really wants to get going now. It's so uncomfortable stopping here because I still feel if it comes down here, it can still find a bottom and then rally. But this thing has the potential to even get up to about 1310. That's still doesn't get the volatility I'd be looking for. Codes like QTIM, I think, would have a better chance of it. This too showing strength. They'll look about the same, but I like after the move how it's consolidated amongst such here. And Fibonacci is just like right around here at 61. You're looking where this could get to another 50-60 cents, so about 7-8% move. And then if you say put a stop at around 762, that would 760. That's about 2%. So there's a lot of like 3-to-1 rate. Like you can get like 2 to 3-to-1 odds the way I like to play it, which means if it goes up to the point, I just sell, and then I put that buy order back in for Bitcoin. It'd be more US dollar tether than it was before, or if I lose, it'd be less US dollar than it was before. EOS also on the single hour time frame showing a nice holding amongst this level and its potential for its gain. You can talk about Fibonacci up here at 61%. Or it can make a move even up to about 8 and change, but definitely up to even $8, 8.10. That's a gain of about 12-13%. So that's got some decent movements. If I put a stop at around 7.017, that's about 2%. That might be the play I might make. It's still risky, but it's worth the look, I think. Ontology. See, this is a spot here where if, say, you were looking to play as it was breaking out here, I'd probably end up being stopped out, which is exactly why I hate this game. In the sense, oh, I'm going to just sell here at 341.1, and then it just starts going up on me. But VEN on the single hour time frame, it's showing possible nice little reversal patterns, how it managed to look at this level on resistance, come back here. I like how it's been progressing amongst this area. And then getting out above here, this thing has the potential. And that's what a lot of times you wait for happen is just, I want to see it first get above here about 216, 217. Then you got to be fast because this thing could just pump high after such. And then you want to be a buyer there looking for a move. In this case, I can go to like 240. So at least from where we stand now at 213, we're looking at a 27-cent differential. That's about noticeably over 10%. And the risk in here would be about 210, so 1.5%, 2%. And then on ICX, I should be doing Bitcoin Cash in here. I don't know why I don't have it on here. I'm going to change that. But ICX also showing nice strength amongst the 18 as well. And in this situation, where does it have the price objective to go? For a quick little scalp, I'd be looking at $1.56, $1.59. That's a differential of about 14, 15%. And we're looking at putting a stop for me or selling for a loss at about $1.33. That's a differential of about 4 cents, or that of about 3%. So you see where the risk is like 3 to 12, 3 to 13. So whatever you lose, you're going to lose like 3 units. When you win like 12, 13. You win half the time, you're going to profit. IOTA versus US dollar. Oh my goodness. You talk about a major level of established resistance in here. If you want to talk about waiting for one to get above, this is where like automated buy orders. I want to buy when someone has a bid for $1 to for $1,000. I want to buy $1,000 worth of this or 5,000 or whatever at $1 but only when it's available via bid. So if the bids have the price at 102, even maybe 102 to 103, and up to $1,000, if I can get that in one scoop, I'll take it automatically. That would be a cool feature to have, because I think if it goes up there, it should at least manage to get up closer to this previous high here as its next level of resistance at about 107, 106. Of course, I'd automatically want to have a stop, probably if it's going to go up to about here, probably close to previous low at about 97, which would be a differential, even 97.5, that'd be a differential 4.5. So that'd be about a 4% risk, which is relatively higher. That's if you buy at 102. If you buy it now at 1, instead of risking like 4% with an exit loss at 97 change, I'm risking about 2 units on, that's 2%. And if I'm confident now it's going to go, to me, this seems to be better times in playing that kind of game. It looks if I'm going to do anything, it's going to be EOS, though. Ripple and Lumen after that. Ripple, I mean, yeah, it's not looking as strong right now, but if it gets going, it's got the potential to go up to 46 cents, 47. Lumen, nice little pattern in here as it's leaving the, looks to be leaving the 18. We got some key area here around 20 cents, even as low as 19.6. So that's a gain of about a penny. It's about 5%. Looking for a bit of stop loss at about 18.5 for me. So 188 from 185 is a differential of 3 points. We're looking at about 1.7% move on this one. CMT, which I really can't trade on such. I'm just Cardano. That's got a nice little pattern again. This is when you have this move in here, come back to the band, up here, back again, looking as if it's going to leave it. Risk spot where I'd want to get out would be about 12.7. So 12.9 from 12.7 is about 1.7, 1.8%. I think this has the potential to come up to this little area here, which would be about close 13.8 or so, 13.7. So that would be about 8 basis points on 12. So you'd be looking at about 6%. So it's like 3 to 1 odds as I would look at it. Now Bitcoin Cash. I think this is the only one that's got BCC is on Binance. And And it's having a nice little breakout amongst this. Almost like at the inverted head and shoulders type of pattern. And it pretty much got the same recognition for such. Left shoulder, head, and right shoulder situation looking as if it's breaking that neckline right now. And where do we got the potential for this to go? We would look at least for another move, I would have to think up to about this area here. At roughly at around 737. That's a differential of about 31 points, about 4.5%. I'd be looking at risk tolerance somewhere around 689. That's a differential of 11 and 7 is 18%, or a little over 2%. So I probably wouldn't be, I'm not going to do this. So most likely I'm going to take a quick look next at Bitcoin, then again at EOS, because that's the one that I'm probably going to make a play on. So here we have Bitcoin also within that nice little pattern getting above its level of resistance. 15-minute time frame. This is an area where if you're looking to come back, okay, I wanted to buy on the break, but I want to come back to where we came from. Well, it's now at the upper end of where it came from at about 62.85. The lower end of where it came from would be closer to 62.65. And it could be that failed move before the move lower, because that's what's been going on with every big elevator run move. Is that, and this is a scary part about playing this game, is that if it's going to have that situation where here you have the down move that goes up, and before you had this up move that went down, that's the scary part amongst the situation. So then let's take a look at this again on EOS. If I look at the risk reward and wait for a breakout above here, then I would want to see this on, say, a 15-minute time frame. What I would hope for is that the market beforehand can establish some level of support around here. So this is how I would do it. I keep an eye on it. If it can support around somewhere in the ballpark area of 715, 714, something in this area here, not get above or much above here. What would be ideal is a move somewhere around here, barely above, barely below, or at the previous, or where I got the line drawn in, or the previous resistance. And then come back, establish some support level, and then see movement to come higher. Thus, I could put at risk right before as it's breaking or above the previous resistance. And thus, because I'd have support here, I can then enable a stop or a loss or a sell for a loss at around 708. I'd be going long at about 722, which would be a differential of about 14 cents, 2%. So that would lower my risk. So that's what I'm going to do. If the market can give me a better pattern to tell me to go long, I'm going to avoid it right now. I'm already playing all these codes as it is. But again, what I have done is I have placed on, well, 3 different trading sites. No, 4 really, if you count the TUSD as another one. I have funds in US dollars just waiting to buy Bitcoin and Litecoin at depressed or capitulation level prices. And what I'll do is I'll take that amount and buy something. So it could be significant. I could go, say, we'll just go like 30 units or 40 units, like a bet that is so large compared to anything I play normally. But I realize I'm only going to gain or lose a small amount of percentage points. And when I'm done, I'm going to take that US dollar tether after selling it for either the gain or loss and then place it back. Oh, let's put a buy order in for $3,001.27 for, well, you know what. And I would do so on a gain for a better price, meaning if I were to buy and this thing has its rally, I sell for the profit of like 6%, then I'd end up having, say, well, on 30 units, if I gain 6%, then that would be like 31.8. I'd have 31.8 units. But then if I lose a bit, I might bring this down to If I lose 3% on that, I'd have about 29 units instead. So that's how I look at the trading game. This type of method I don't like to do relatively that often because I don't like having to spend all the amount of attention towards it. It's like when I make a sports bet, oftentimes I would rather not watch the game and then just let it go play through and see how the results take in, because I'd rather watch a game I don't have any risk on than I do. Because some people say, oh, I want to bet on a game because it's on TV. I don't want to bet on the game because it's on TV. I want to bet on it because it's got value, and it's going to suck if it's on TV because that means I might not want to watch it, at least not towards near the end. And it's easier to watch it when you're winning compared to when you're losing. But throwing that part aside, I just don't enjoy having to just keep on paying attention to something like that, especially because I don't put automated stop loss orders in. I would be I could put the automated sell order in, but I'd have to make sure I'd have the thing go lower. But I could automatically put an alert to my cell phone and just have that with me wherever I go. If it say, alert me if the price goes down to wherever that number would be, and so on and so forth. Just to take a quick look at percentage moves. What's anything up or down big? The top loser is only 2.29%, which is cis, so that's not much at all. I had another sell come in on that. I've had two. This thing is just a flying. This thing got up to 14 just recently. What was my last sell? Let me just check. And it was 12.89. So I sold up here. So now, because within a market like this, it's started to make a statement. That means my buy and sell orders, the way I like to play my game, I've adjusted the message of the market. I'm selling for much higher. It's got to be a significant break above such. And my buy orders are, I got to wait for a decent retracement to buy back. I think it's around the 1 even number, somewhere around here. I don't want to buy back until 10 because that's a key area where it came from. I realize it's been a bear market for a lot of these coins, but I do think that this has got an interesting pattern situation coming. As in a downtrend, it's been just grinding its way lower, and I ended up selling some in here, buying back. I've sold twice on this way up so far. And throwing that part aside, because that's not message of the market, if this thing can hold and stay above this, it's nice to have a little bit of retracement so that you can at least get pattern recognition in place and understanding of such. Have this play well within the 18 highs more importantly, but as if it matters if it supports the closes and lows as well too. And then because now it's already established this key area on 2 different recent occasions, I would be looking at this as an interesting play if it breaks it, because after this type of pattern, if it can have some sort of break above what's now a 2 times hit area, now you start talking about entering these areas, and who knows on these large moves, because when these crypto markets go, and these is pretty much every single crypto market there is, for the most part, they are going to go in extreme fashions towards the upside. They go up a lot faster than they go down. For this case, what went up in really 3 days or more, but just about 3 days, was the amount that it lost from May the 20th through June the 27th. So therefore, about 5.5 weeks of market losses get back in well under 1 week, basically closer to 1/2 of a week. And then the amount that it loses here from June the 30th to basically just recently as yesterday, which would be, we're talking almost 2 weeks, has gotten it back in 1 day. It's just always the way that the game is played. The rally here, which went from the 10,000 level up to here, it did so starting around December 6th, 8th, and goes to December 23rd. So there's a situation of maybe a little more than a couple of weeks going up. And then it took to even from this low, from December 16th, because this is when it came back down to it. But from December 16th, 1 week of gains, from 12.16, 12.15-ish up to here, it managed to take, this is March 19th. So close to 3 months. Markets go up a lot faster than they go down. So now that this is the case, instead of looking for conservative 20-ish% sells from last price change for me, or my last trade, I'm going to be looking for larger up moves, larger down moves, so on and so forth. Unless I can see this settle down, then I'll bring it back to normal volatility. So then the fun part. And when I talk about I want to see some sort of setup, that doesn't mean I'm going to play Neo. Because all these coins are in bear markets and it's on the daily term, 3-day charts, 400-minute time frames. Everything is in a bear market, so it's very tough to trust this bear market. And that's what makes it difficult making this trade. And that's why with any of these coins, if I'm able to see that the setup is there for me to make the play. See, this is what I want to see here. Support like right around here. And then break above higher. So thank you for tuning in. And again, everything you do is obviously your own risk, own reward. You're just basically, you just spent about 20 plus minutes, like that's pretty much been the normal size video lately, of me going through day trading. And, oh yeah, interesting, as far as the web bots are concerned, they're basically been stating that this is around the time we're going to have a 5-month bull market, where up until December, like the cryptos are going to be in a pattern of higher highs and higher lows. So the breakout would start around not only this time, but it's many couple days late. I haven't purchased it. And one of the reasons why, notwithstanding the fact that the early reports did not do so well, at least the ones that came out around Christmas time, that a lot of it is the fact that is the timing a little off overall. I mean, a lot of what's said could still happen, but what I don't like is the fact that I thought I paid way too little for the report in December, even though it was not as accurate because the price was $99. But in cryptos, it was like almost nothing. Now the price is still $99, so it's up 200%. Not gonna do it. Meaning, we gotta, as far as online vendors are concerned, it's gonna be cool in the day and age where price tags for items and services sold are not in any fiat currency, but in that of cryptocurrencies, and not related because of the price or adjusted to the price. But I'm literally selling this for one Litecoin. Whether the price of Litecoin goes up or down, that's what I'm selling it for. Now, normally that would be very difficult to do, but the one which would be easiest to do is exactly what Cliff does. And that's where their target audience, their target market for sales is someone trading cryptos. And thus, if the price point was, say, something like 0.2 Litecoin, and that was the price in December and that was the price today, that'd make it a very interesting situation. I probably would have been more reluctant, or more reluctant means don't do it, I think. I would be more likely to have purchased such an item. And if you're interested, halfpasthuman.com. But there's people that come out and make vlogs about it. I've watched 3 videos already, or from 3 different people about what is stated in there. So I have a pretty decent idea. And thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.